CSK versus RCB, match number one of the Tata IPL 2024. I have Rohan with me. Rohan, welcome. And it's the blockbuster start of the IPL. These two teams head to head. If you can see in front of your screen, CSK dominates as always, whether it's at Chidambaram Stadium, whether it's in Chinnaswamy Stadium. These two teams, what an opening game we will witness today.
First of all, thank you, Pritham, for the invite. What a blockbuster start to the IPL, man. We have been waiting now. The red ball seasons through, the domestic seasons through, and the icing on the cake. The IPL is here, which all have been waiting for. And to start with MS Dhoni versus Virat Kohli or catch bhai. That's what the blockbuster is. So let the entertainment begin.
Absolutely. And when it comes to entertainment today at the Chidambaram Stadium, we have a late start. At 8 p.m., we have the game. But when it comes to high scoring venues, I don't think so. The Chidambaram is a high scoring venue. But you can see at the bottom of your screen, Rohan, 226 scored by CSK, 218 scored by RCB. In the bracket, if you can see, it's B, which means it's scored at Bangalore. While the lowest score, 70 all out. We all remember RCB got 70 all out versus the Chennai Super Kings at Chennai. So, what is your opinion when it comes to Chennai? Why is it that it's difficult to score run? Is it just because of the spinners?
Yeah, and the pitches will be slightly drier side. The season is coming to an end, and generally, Chennai, that heat and humidity, the conditions is what makes the scoring rate come a little bit low compared to other venues. So CSK also with the spinners, they generally keep it in a tight leash, so nobody can score like this. 200 is very rarely seen in Chepauk. So I feel it will be more like a 175, 190 kind of a score always. But it's that heat and humidity, that cauldron of Chepauk, that's what is really intimidating to an opposition. And definitely RCB has already been intimidated because of the Tala magic that happens there. And I think CSK always have that den that they have there, and they make it the best use of it, man.
Absolutely. And when it comes to CSK and their home form, we have to see what they do at their own home. So 64 matches they have played at the Chidambaram Stadium. They have a win percentage of 70%. That shows their dominance at Chennai. But when it comes to these two teams playing, the only time RCB won was way back in the inaugural season in 2008. So what do you see? Why do Chennai just completely dominate against RCB? Virat Kohli has been with this franchisee for the entire 16 years, and now it's the 17th year. He has said it's a dream for him to win the IPL trophy for RC because the women team has done it. The pressure is
Yeah.
on the men's now. So can we see a 7 is to 2 this time?
Problem always has been, Pritham, RCB has been a batting heavy unit. They love to hit those big shots on a good true batting pitches. But at Chennai, once the ball starts gripping, their technique or the kind of free flow is restricted for them. So that's the problem. Be it Virat or even Gale earlier, are very tentative against spinners, and they don't have those release shots that happen. And people like Ravichandran Ashwin, who was there earlier, Jadeja, they know the conditions. DJ Bravo, they take the pace off and don't give you anything to hit. Even someone like AB de Villiers used to struggle there pretty frequently. So that shows whatever class of batsmanship you have at Chennai, it's a completely different beast of a venue, man. You need to be adaptable to that particular venue. Even your bowlers, you need to use your cutters a lot more. You just can't come in and float it up like any other venues. It won't swing. The only thing will be swinging will be right in the middle of the bat for a seamer. So you need to be that more back of a length. How well you adapt. I think RCB's main problem is they could not ever adapt at Chepauk conditions, beat any kind of just a league game. Even we have played a finals there, all places they were hampered by their decision making and adaptability. That's what has been the results, as you can clearly see. RCB struggled at Chepauk.
Yeah, but when you said about decision making, yes, okay, this stadium is a den for the Yellow Army. They completely dominate. But out of the 8 times these two teams have faced at this venue, CSK always has just one captain leading them from the front, but RCB had n number of different captains leading this team at the stadium. Do you think that reading the surface, reading the game, reading the pitch has been a difference between Mahendra Singh Dhoni versus the opponent captain of RCB?
Definitely, man. They say, it's very difficult to compare with someone like MS. He's not just good at reading the conditions, even the situations, the matchups. He's pretty shrewd. We have seen that even when he used to play for India as captain, how well he used to use those non-regular bowlers like a Raina. All those kind of players, he used to make them what do you call, optimum use of their resources and their abilities. RCB used to be a bit too rigid at times. They would not be quick to change their plans from what is happening, what they would have made in the dressing room to what's happening on the ground. That kind of flexibility used to be missing. Even the kind of players they used to pick for that condition would be like based on a previous match performance or form. That can't be. Sometimes you need to be that more what do you call, bullheaded to say yes. The guy who did well at previous match could have been at Wankhede or Delhi, where it would be a bit more easier to score. Once you come back to Chennai, maybe that person's skill set would not be equipped enough to succeed at Chennai. So you needed to be that bit more strong. I think that's where a team like a Mumbai Indians or a KKR used to have that little bit of edge over CSK, because they could adapt and even sometimes match up to what a MS Dhoni would think, right? KKR used to have a Narayan there, a Piyush Chawla in their ranks to
Yeah.
counter what a MS had. So that's how even RCB need to think. But unfortunately, be it from Rahul Dravid time or Anil Kumble or Dan Vettori, then of course Virat Kohli time, that kind of adaptability was missing, and that's what is shown in the results here.
But when it comes to these two playing at their own backyard, whether it's Chinnaswamy or Chidambaram, these two teams have also played the opening games of the IPL. So when it comes to CSK, they have played the opening game of the IPL 8 times. So they have the experience and they have the skill sets of winning the first game of the IPL season, just like we witnessed last year. But they lost to the Gujarat Titans. But when it comes to RCB, they played the opening games 4 times and lost 3 of them. So opening games skill set is not there when it comes to both these sides. But I can also say there is no difference when it comes to skills between the two sides. There is a little bit of adaptability to the conditions is what is important, and that's where a little bit ahead is Chennai Super Kings compared to the Royal Challengers Bangalore. We have to say this
Yes.
time around. But yes, I must tell you, on paper, Royal Challengers Bangalore is looking a very good, strong side. But it's this time we have to change it from doubters to believers and turn it around at their own den. Start the season with a good high at Chepauk, and I'm expecting the Chennai Super Kings to do well. Talking about Chennai Super Kings, we have just received a few matches fixtures because of the elections coming up. Chennai is going to play 4 games with 2 home fixtures, 2 away fixtures. So, what do you sum it up with the teams they are going to face in the first 4 games? It's a Royal Challengers Bangalore led by Faf du Plessis, Gujarat Titans, Shuman Gill, new captain, but on paper, Gujarat is a very balanced side. Delhi Capitals at Vizag, though, but Delhi
Yeah.
Capitals is a broken side a little bit of, so they can take advantage of that. Mahendra Singh Dhoni loves taking advantage of any chances he gets. Sunrisers Hyderabad, a new captain, a World Cup winning captain, but on paper they have a very good side. So the first 4 games, I shouldn't say an easy peasy for Chennai Super Kings. They have their own problems as well. But 2 home games, how important the first 2 games for the Chennai Super Kings to win at home?
Huge. I think that's the advantage they have. Two home games kind of gives you that momentum going to start the season. So if they can win those couple, I think it will get more easier, because we all know end of the day you need to win 7 or 8 max to get into the playoff contention. So if you get that head start, you know that you can always have a odd bad game here and there. So CSK always plan their what do you call, way forward pretty well, and under all of them, coaching, management, everyone involved from MS, including I think they always know how to play the crunch situations, and you give them a half an inch, they'll make a mile out of it, man. So as you said, match against someone like a Delhi, they know who are a bit still iffy. They can just squeeze the pressure on with their
Correct.
bowling attack and just build more pressure and just make Delhi do the mistakes rather than they coming up and doing something outrageous. So I think those kind of things, that's where MS's tricks will be uh, up for everyone to check out. That's what we love. It could be possibly the last season of MS. I think he was hinting that. So you would like to make this season memorable for him also, especially to their home fans who have been waiting patiently with all that COVID happening, matches happening in the UAE,
Yeah.
etc. We want, and even at Mumbai, we played a few matches here and there for all the teams last season and all. I mean, the previous season before that. So everyone wants to see
Yes.
their Tala at
2022.
home, finishing off on a high. That's what, even as an Indian fan, irrespective of which teams we support, we love our icons, right? Be it Sachin Paji or MS and all these guys. You want them to go on a high. So you never know. This could be a magic season for CSK, and we can see some more good documentaries coming up maybe. And then
Absolutely. What a way to start the fixture, Rohan, because it's Virat Kohli, Mahendra Singh Dhoni at the same venue. Are you expecting a 50-50 atmosphere with yellow and red? Or are you expecting yellow to dominate at Chidambaram Stadium?
I would have said more like a 75-25, but I think that what happened last week, the women's team winning it, I think that kind of given a new hope and a little bit of an extra push for all the men's players as well, because they know that kind of a jinx, that monkey off the back is gone now. We can finally say that Isala Cup Namdo, as Smriti pointed
Namdul
out.
now.
But Namdo, that means it's ours. It's not like it's coming now. It's come to us already. So that's the slight change in the slogan that's been going around. But keeping that aside, what it can do, as you said, elevates the game of all the players. I mean, we know Virat, once he sees a challenge, he's a different beast, man. So
Yeah.
asking, I mean, till date, he has not quite done so well against CSK in Chennai. You never know, man. This guy's coming off a break, and whenever Virat's come off a break, he has shown like what he's actually, he's the king, we say. So if Virat has a good season leading up, not just for the T20 World Cup that's coming up later, but for RCB fans also, that'll give that little extra hope that the king is there. If it's a run chase, you definitely know he'll be at his peak of his
Yeah.
powers. And people like a Maxwell, because these guys play that unorthodox game, which is kind of what do you call, damages the line and let what an opponent bowler, someone like a Jadeja, who is very consistent. If someone like a Maxwell can break his rhythm, that will ease out a pressure on someone like Virat to do his strike rotation and keep the what do you call, his batting till the end overs. So that's what you want, a good plan. The others to support Virat and him to be there till the end to finish off the chase, hopefully.
Absolutely. And CSK, I can see the 4 games they are facing. They will be pretty much happy because the two home games, Rohan, both of them are day night games or night games, so not at the
Mm.
hot sun. So that is a very big boost at Chennai. And even the two
Yeah.
away games are in the evening. So not none of the
Mm.
4 games they're going to face in the first phase of the fixtures are day games. But they also have relatively decent amount of breaks in between. We can see 4 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
So traveling is not going to be a concern as well. But it's important to start the season on a high, which we have always discussed. Mumbai Indians not starting their
Yeah.
seasons on a high. They have to play catch up cricket, but they really do that well. But the other franchise is not that familiar. And CSK, I think they have to start well at their home. Then anything apart from a victory, I think, not to disrespect RCB, but it is going to be an upset, to be very honest, when
Yeah.
it comes to CSK and the skills at Chidambaram Stadium. Going on to their opponents, which is Royal Challengers Bangalore, they have 5 games to play in this first phase of the season. And the first game is no doubt an away game to Chidambaram Stadium against Chennai. Then they play a Punjab Kings at home, once again at home to the Royal Kolkata Knight Riders, Lucknow Super Giants at home, and then again they go to Jaipur to face the Rajasthan Royals. So sum it up, 3 home games on a trot, big boost. But we all know Chinnaswamy Stadium, how crucial is the toss out there. So the 5 games out here, do you think any game for Chennai, for the Royal Challengers Bangalore is easy?
And none of them I can see is easy, because even the home games against some real power hitters that the KKR has, Punjab has, Lucknow having our own KL Rahul, I think he is also pretty
Yeah.
much familiar with the conditions at Bangalore. So it won't be easy. Definitely, we have to strive hard to beat everyone, especially with the bowling attack that we have. I think every time the batting has to be like at least 15-20 par for the conditions, or else the focus and the burden for the batting unit will be higher, I feel, because the bowlers, if they have a good day, I'm pretty sure RCB's chances will increase. But if they have a average or a poor day, the batsman every time will be under pressure to keep up delivering the goods.
Similarly, for Royal Challengers Bangalore, they do not have any day fixtures in the first 5 games. So equal amount of rest, equal amount of traveling as well. So they will be pretty much happy. But this is how Royal Challengers Bangalore have to make it a turnout season. They have to win. That is what good teams do. They cannot lose at home. And I think if they win all the 3 games at Bangalore with the support of the fans, I think the 2 games are away from home, Chennai, if they can get a big win at the first game today at the Chidambaram Stadium, that would be a huge boost for them. And similarly, Jaipur, it's also another game where two powerhouses will face each other, Royals face each other, and high scoring venue we can expect. So 5 games, I must tell you, Bangalore will enjoy, but it's that if they can outskill the other team is what I am expecting them to do. But it depends on them. Now comes the best match according to us for between these two teams. Rohan, it was very difficult for us to choose, very honest, but we had the Dalby Morkel game back in
Mm.
2012 where Virat Kohli bowled and Albi Morkel hit the 27 of 8 balls, if I'm
Yeah.
correct. And now comes this one, 2018, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, 5 overs was left, around 90 odd runs were needed.
Yeah.
Only he can turn things around. 70 not out of 34 balls. Did you expect Chennai to win this game?
At the start of the game, definitely I thought CSK has the edge because they were chasing, and generally Chinnaswamy is a chasing ground. But once RCB batted, because we had a pretty good momentum, I remember this game, ABD scored pretty well. So we
Yeah,
have that.
ABD 68.
Yeah, ABD 68. So we were like got that momentum leading into the bowling innings as well. I think we got 2 3 wickets up front. Then there was always that hopes ki, yeah man, I think the required rate has gone pretty high even for Tala to show his magic. But then we had a guy we picked up that time at Corey Anderson. He
Yeah,
got absolutely smashed. I think he got 3 overs में 50 और कुछ मार दिया उसको. MS went after. I think I remember he hit a six on the roof at
it was way outside the off stump, that
yeah, the
delivery.
ball
He
went I think to
smacked it
cover
over
marks.
mid wicket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we were like, yeah, Corey Anderson match jita dega by CSK ko. So we were pretty confident after that spell that he bowled. But Tala being Tala, man, I mean, I remember even Raidu gave a good
yeah.
partnership with him. There was a 100 odd
Raidu, as you
partnership.
can see, 82. Yeah,
He opened actually in that match. Raidu did.
yeah.
I think about 100 odd runs they scored in 8 or 9 overs. That's it. And because of that, they got that momentum. Last match, I think even Bravo was there, and it was just like a typical MS man. He finishes off in style. So once that momentum came to CSK side, even though if the required rate was 14 15, I think as an RCB fan, we were like, as long as Dhoni is there, CSK are favorites, and that's what was proved. So I think that was a real humdinger of a game. I still remember that night at Chinnaswamy.
Absolutely. And even last year, we almost could witness a great game. RC pulled off a remarkable chase. But again, you can say MS Dhoni magic with his bowling changes and got back to back wickets. And eventually, RCB couldn't chase down the target at the Chennai Swami Stadium. But these two teams always produces brilliant games when it comes to, as we witnessed before, the head to head as well. But I'm expecting a blockbuster opening game today at the Chidambaram Stadium between Chennai Super Kings and Royal Challengers Bangalore. But comes the Chidambaram Stadium and his skill sets when it comes to pitches. 76 matches have been played at this venue. Teams batting first, if you can see in the top left corner, teams batting first, 46 matches won. Team batting second, 30 matches won. So if it's a compared to including day night games, 46 for the teams batting first. Now if I come to you, Rohan, how important is the toss? If you can see the bottom left of your corner, 39 matches have been won by the team batting winning the toss, and 37 of the team winning losing the toss. So toss is not that kind of a factor because we have lately seen Dew coming into the situation,
Hmm.
but still, is it a little bit advantage for the team batting first?
Think you nailed it, Pritham. The dew. If the dew comes in, the chase becomes more easier. But by chance the dew doesn't come in, the pitch at Chennai will start
Correct.
dripping more, is drier. Then any kind of even a power play score is impossible to chase with the kind of spinners and the bowling attack that CSK generally has. So that's what has been problem here because it's pretty close to the sea. The sea breeze comes in at times, so because of which dew doesn't come in. We know once the atmospheric condition isn't like that, dew doesn't come in, and we'll be as a chasing team, you'll be hoping it gets easier and easier, but the dew doesn't set in and you are exposed completely. So that's the reason here, because of the proximity to the sea there, dew at certain time doesn't come in and all the plants go haywire. So it's very important you see the conditions, what's happening, what time of the the season is going on. I think that's what should help you in your decision making at the toss. You just can't go by history at times. Maybe within a space of a couple of weeks the conditions will change because now the renovation has happened. There is enough room for the good air, the breeze to come in between those stands. All as it was previously pretty much a cauldron at Chepauk, but now because of the renovations, the wind factor, and some amount of swing just with the new ball at times can happen. So all those factors, if you can read the situations well, I think you'll have that little bit of an upper hand.
Absolutely. And this ground looks like a huge ground, but the capacity is around 38,200. But still, the noise they make makes it a very noisy venue, to be honest. But I'm expecting a very good game today. RCB arrived back in Wednesday, so 2 days they had the time to assess the stadium. And also, I'm sure they have practiced in the night situation to see if there is any dew or not. I think the toss will be crucial here because the team electing to bowl first, and by chance there is no dew, then it's going to be an even Stevens game. Then the team's batting first, 160 odd run. Rohan, you think the average score in this venue is expected to be around that 160, 170 kind of a game?
Since it's the start of the season of IPL, I feel it can be a bit more higher towards the 180 side. But
Okay.
definitely, as the season progresses, you may see a few 150, 160 kind of a games, definitely. But to start with, I feel 180 will be there because the pitches will be fresh and not much cricket has happened at Chennai in the recent domestic this thing also. Even though Tamil Nadu played at other centers in Coimbatore and
Yeah.
all those places. So in Chennai, the pitches and the wickets are still pretty fresh. So I feel at least 4 5 games to begin in the season will be good batting surfaces.
Okay, so this sums up the ground report for the Chidambaram Stadium. Now comes the three players to watch out for both the teams, and this is what we both have predicted. Ravindra Jadeja loves RCB, to be very honest. He will come out hard, and it's that in their own den, that just like we discussed. I'm expecting big time. Ruturaj Gaikwad has to have a very good season this season because he loves playing for the Chennai Super Kings as an opener as well. So expecting him to be part of that contender for the orange cap as well. Shivam Dube, he has been given specific role last season by Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and we saw the best out of Shivam Dube. Expecting him to have better roles. Even I'm expecting him to bowl a little bit just so that he has that amount, a little bit of competition for Hardik Pandya when it comes to selecting himself into the T20 World Cup circuit. Virat Kohli, no mentions, as you said before. When he comes out of a break, he comes has a breakout season. I'm expecting the king. Should I call him a king? Because in the unboxing show they said not to call him a king. So I'll keep it down to Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli has no mentions. He will do his best. Faf Duplessis, the captain, loves to adapt himself in different conditions. Experience he has. And Glenn Maxwell is the third player. No mentions. He can turn it around with the ball, turn it around with the bat. But Rohan, Glenn Maxwell versus RCB doesn't have the best kind of a form. But do you expect these kind of players to show up when it comes to big games?
Yeah, I feel especially Maxwell in the recent past has been some kind of a gun form, man. I mean, whatever his touch he has turned to gold. Who can forget that innings at Wankhede against Afghanistan, man? Against some quality spinners
Exactly.
of Afghan. That guy was middling it to all parts of the Wankhede. So I feel against CSK, I've seen him when he played for Punjab. He was reverse sweeping and all those things. I think you need that kind of a skill sets to kind of damage CSK's plans. Be a bit more unorthodox. That's what I feel Maxwell role will be against, especially in this game. If Maxwell has
Yeah.
a very good day, I'm pretty sure RCB's chances will be get much better.
Okay, so you have no changes when it comes to these three players for both the sides. Definitely, these three players has to be the vital players for both the teams.
I'll add on only someone like Mohammad Siraj can have a pretty good day with the new ball. Now he can do the damage because, as you pointed out, Rutraj Gaikwad, very much a good touch kind of a player who loves to get into the flow slowly. You don't see him
Yep.
really belt the ball, but hit those gaps. Very clinical batsmanship that we witnessed from Gaikwad. If Siraj can get someone like him early, that will give that little extra boost to start with. So I feel Mohammad Siraj on his day can be as lethal.
To battles, this has to be a battle, just like you mentioned. Siraj versus Gaikwad, as you can see, the right hand side of your screen has to be a key battle. Siraj with the new ball, if we can get Ruturaj Gaikwad in the first couple of overs, that's advantage RCB already. Deepak Chahar welcoming back him into the CSK colors, was injured last season, but we know how good he is with the new ball again. MS Dhoni loves to give him 3 overs on the trot as well, sometimes four. So him taking the big fish of Virat Kohli at the top of the order, expecting Virat to open as well. You think that battle will be key? And also, no mentions Ravindra Jadeja versus Glenn Maxwell. They have faced each other 11 times, and 6 times Jaddu has got his number. Speak about these three battles, please, Rohan.
Yeah, all we have seen this in the past who has the upper hand, but each one will trying to get the better of the other, I feel. But if you see
Yeah,
a difference this time, Pritham, there's no any depth over battle that we are talking about. I
yeah,
think that's where we'll be missing a DJ Bravo skills for Chennai.
correct.
So that's an area which CSK may lack because we are not sure about the fitness of a Patirana and him. He was one of the deciding factors last season.
Even a
Uh,
Mustafizur Rahman.
Mustafa Rahman, I think he had some cramps last game versus Sri Lanka.
Correct.
So again, in
Yeah.
Chennai, even worse hit. So again, the fitness will be very well tested of all players. So if the death overs can be won by whichever team, I think they will have that slight upper hand. But Jaddu Maxwell, you have seen man how Maxi can break Jaddu's rhythm. I think that will be a huge tick mark for RCB. But Deepak Char coming out of his injury was who and all the personal issues that he had. versus Virat up front will be pretty much a key battle. If Virat survives that, because we know at times he can be a bit loose outside off stump there,
Yeah.
if he kind of gets through that spell, I'm pretty sure we'll see the best of Virat. I think that's where the local knowledge of a Faf Duplessis, who used to play for CSK earlier, if he can come in and take a bit more responsibility up front, let Virat ease through his innings, I think that will be a huge advantage for RCB.
Okay, but we have seen Virat Kohli being at his best when it comes to playing for RCB, Virat Kohli and Faf Duplessis. But Mahendra Singh Dhoni has always been at his best when it comes to behind the stumps. Players like Shardul Thakur, Deepak Char, they have said we just don't have to plan anything. That mind behind the stumps always changes things. So, like you mentioned about Glenn Maxwell, do you think he will think twice to do something against the Ravindra Jadeja, thinking that the man behind him has different plans?
Sometimes that thought itself can make you do different things, Pritham. You know who's behind you. So that kind of, that aura builds up, right? MS has that magic. Sometimes he won't do anything, just move a fielder here and there, and you're feeling like, what could be the plan here? It would just be a just psychological game
We
also. And
witnessed
that's
it
why MS is
twice last season. I think
yeah,
we witnessed it twice last season. Once was against Rohit Sharma. He came up
yeah,
to the stumps of Deepak Char and Rohit Sharma scooped it and got out.
yeah.
Once was, I guess, in a very important game in the eliminator, he took the wicket of Hardik Pandya, but he shifted a
Um,
square leg to the point and then he got caught in the point. So he does those funky stuffs only Mahendra Singh Dhoni knows, but that comes out to like 8 out of 10 times that comes out to be in the right path. So I think he doesn't have any mentions. See, whatever he does, just like we see him just stumping, just in a flash of a second. Other keepers just take that extra fraction of a second
Extra.
longer, and the batsman gets inside. So these things we will definitely miss, hopefully after this season. But let's enjoy this season when it comes to Mahendra
Yeah,
Singh Dhoni behind the sums with the mic at the toss or at the presentation. It's special. Comes to the openers, Rohan, no Devon Conway. Huge miss for the Chennai Super Kings, at
yeah.
least for the first half of the season. Can you expect his Kiwi partner, Rachin Ravindra, to come out top with Ruturaj Gaikwad?
Due respect, Conway again, used to be such a clean timer. He's one of the few foreigners who enjoys batting with a spin also. So I think that's
Yeah.
where his adaptability to the Chennai conditions was pretty much up for CSK. It helped their cause. Rachin Ravindra had a fantastic World Cup. We know upcoming talent, but under pressure in Chennai versus RCB, keeping the rivalry all in mind, I think how well he can cope under pressure will be a huge question mark, still untested. He has the talent definitely, but under pressure, temperament, character, everything will be tested. So I think that's where a Gaikwad's calmness along with him will be helping him, is what I feel. And of course, MS in the dressing room will try his maximum to keep the youngster pretty calm so that he's more focused and delivers under pressure. But I think these key areas will be slightly problematic for Rachin Ravindra, I feel. But if RCB can get that early breakthrough, put the young man under pressure, I think that's what will be a key battle to watch out for.
But as you mentioned, young guy definitely will be having goosebumps for sure in such a high voltage game. You have an option of Ajinkya Rahane as well. You can have him as an opener. You can have an option of Daryl Mitchell, who has been opening for the New Zealand in the T20 World Cup, which we witnessed in UAE. So I think these two players is an option, or do you still want to have a lefty righty combination at
But
the top for the
CSK
Chennai Super
don't do
Kings?
all those funky changes, Pritham. They go by a pretty much a set formula. Other teams may do it, but even if by chance Rachin has a couple of off games, you won't see him drop for sure. No, that
Yeah.
continuity will be there. Backing of a player will be there. I think that's what CSK stands for generally, right? Back its players. So I feel even if he has a tough initiation to start with, I think Rachin Ravindra, as the IPL progresses, may shine through.
And they are yet to open together, which is understandable, and I'm expecting them to do well. Coming to the other two openers, no mentions. They have had 1,000 runs together as a pair for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Last season, we have seen if one player is quiet, the other player takes on the bowlers. This season as well, we are expecting the same. Probably a Virat Kohli, just like he mentions, he starts to take on the power play. Faf can play the anchor role. Do you expect them to do the same this season as well?
Definitely. I mean, those two are very good friends also on and off the field. So, and that's what shows through in their
Yeah.
partnership on field. So, you'll see those things, common traits that both of them have, help each other out. As whoever is having a good day will be the guy who will be enforcer in the power play, and the other will just back through the innings. I think that kind of understanding is what makes these two click so well. So, and experience definitely matters. Faf playing so much for CSK under MS, he has kind of learned his nuances pretty well, but the form coming in had a average SA 20, IL 20 for FAF. I think that will be some place for him to be concerned. But class is class, man. Same thing. Virat has missed the Test series versus England. How well he can come through will be a question mark. So hopefully, let's see how these two click. But if they both click well, definitely we'll see the best of the both of them in this season.
100% with that, and I have no regrets, and I agree with you. So we have discussed about the two openers for both the sides. We still have nine players to discuss, rather 10 when it comes to impact player as well. Start with the home team, the defending champions Chennai Super Kings. This is the playing 11 we have decided. Ruturaj Gaikwad, Rachin Ravindra, the openers. Ajinkya Rane at 3, Daryl Mitchell at 4, Shivam Dubey at 5, Moin Ali at 6, Ravindra Jadeja at 7. MS Dhoni, when was the last time we saw him batting at number 8? Shardul Thakur at 9, Deepak Chahar at 10, Mahesh Deekshana at 11, with Mustafizur Rahman as our impact player. This is a batting first side, I must tell you one. So, any changes you're expecting? How did we fit in a Moin Ali into this playing 11? We were seeing somebody else. Maybe a Mustafizur Rahman could have played in the playing 11.
Possibly, but again, experience of Moen gives you that multi-dimension balls a bit of off spin also, and Chennai can help his kind of bowling there. We have seen him in the past. So I think this is pretty much the regular 11 that we expect them to come up with. They'll be missing someone like Ambati Raido's impact that used to be there last year. I think who will do that role is still to be seen. There's talks of Samir Rizvi coming in
Exactly.
as
Yeah.
impact player in case they have to bat second. So let's see. I mean, he's a young guy who has shown a lot of potential this season and is what got for what 3 crores some odd, right?
No,
So
it's more
let's
than
see.
that. It's I guess 6 to 7 crores he
Six to
was
seven.
bought.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
That's great for the young man. So all that potential, let's see how they translate because CSK is the place that generally likes to groom these youngsters for a particular role and clarity in the roles. Basically, it is what gives them that potency. But Mustafizur, I feel, yeah, pretty much solves their death over bowling skills there. So I feel CSK will be a pretty much set 11 or 12 and will keep changing their impact player depending on what they're doing first.
And MS Dhoni means not making so many changes. If you have a set 11, if you have a winning combination, go with it every single day. Just like you mentioned about Rachin Ravindra or any kind of player. If they have a one or two off games, no problem. Play the third game, you will definitely shine. CSK's 11 looks set. What about their opponents? Royal Challengers Bangalore. This is their playing 11 according to us. Virat Kohli, Faf du Plessis, the openers. Welcoming back Rajat Patidar. I think that's a huge boost for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Glenn Maxwell at 4, Cameron Green, another power packed batsman at number 5. Dinesh Karthik, his experience will be key this season. Let's hope he makes runs with the bat. Mahipal Lamrod at 7, very interesting choice. Mayank Dagar at 8. Alzadi Joseph, Mohammad Siraj, Yash Dayal. So good to see him back in the playing 11 with Karan Sharma as the impact player. This is the playing 11 for RCB, batting first side, I must tell you once again. Rohan, any changes?
Yeah.
How did you put in a Mahipal Lamrod at number 7? No other player could you go out for.
If you see the reason for Maipa Lomro is it's pretty much a right hand dominated top six that
Correct.
RCB
Yeah.
has, man. I mean, that's where MS will use his spinners who will be spinning it away. I feel like a Jaddu and Tikshana also balls those carom balls. So there's no one to counter them. I think that's the reason Maipa Lomlor can be used as a floater. As a lefty there in between. Previously, they used to try this Anuj Rawat and stuff, but that will depend on
Even a
DK's form.
Shahbaz Ahmed they tried, but this
Shahbaz
time they
Ahmed,
do not have a
yeah,
Shahbaz Ahmed. They
definitely.
traded him for Mayank
Mayank
Dagar.
Dagar.
Yes, but yeah,
So I think that's where that factor will kind of keep hurting RCB, the left-hander at the top of the order. But due respect, all these guys are power hitters and match winners on their own. If two of them has a good day, I think they'll win you the game easily. And if you hope that if you want to win 7 or 8 games to reach a playoff, I think all of them can just divide it among themselves, like Faf or Virat or Maxi Green, any of them. Because the bowling unit, as you see, there's nothing much to rely upon consistently. You may have a one odd good game to show your performance, but consistency is what I think may lack for RCB, especially in the spin department. Uh, due respect, Mayank Dagar has been okay, but still unproven in T20s. Karan Sharma, all that lucky mascot, all those things keeping aside, still recent form has not been so good for him in Uttar Pradesh that he was playing. Sorry, Railways for him. Um, Other spinner we had was Himanshu Sharma, good upcoming talent. Again, not sure if he'll get a straight away fit into the 11. So all those areas is a bit of a still question mark. So if people like Mohammad Siraj, uh, yes, Dayal, I think they had an option like Reece Topley also. him being a left arm seamer, I think he'll toggle with Joseph. If Topley
Yeah,
plays, then Yash Dayal as a lefty can't play. Maybe they'll get in someone like Akashdeep, or else if
Akashdeep. Yeah.
they'll rotate with the Yash Dayal. So I think based on the
You
overseas seamer,
also Ron, you have a Lockie Ferguson kind of an experience
yes,
in that bunch. So is that going to be a very good competition between him and an Alzadi Joseph? I somewhat fancy Lockie Ferguson to start the proceedings, but the Alzadi Joseph has been brought more than 10 crores, so that price tag may just give him a nod ahead of Lockie Ferguson. Interesting choice, but this playing 11 looks good. Mahipal Namr has to play now, considering the fact that you have a Jadeja there, you have a Rachin Ravindra there as well. So two left-arm orthodox players. So you definitely need to have a left-handed
yeah,
batsman. But going to the bowler section, you have an Alzadi Joseph, Siraj, Yash Dayal, Mayank Dagar. You potentially add a Cameron Green and Glenn Maxwell, six
Maxi.
bowlers plus an impact player. Seven options does Fab du Plessis have? Is it good enough to win you a game if you bat first and score a potentially 175 to 180?
That's what I was saying, Pritham. If the par score is 170, 180, I think RCB needs at least 15, 20 plus to kind of give that cushion to this kind of a bowling attack. Uh, you need that little of pressure off these guys, because it's not easy for them to chase also every time at 10 and over or things like that. So
Okay.
whatever the bowling attack can give you, I think that will be a bonus this season for RCB. If the bowling attack keeps the opponent on even a par score, I think that's like a huge tick mark, and because entire pressure will be on this fire-powering batting unit. I think this is one of
Yeah,
the best batting lineups in this complete
definitely.
season. If you see overall as a package, if all of them fire, I think 200 is pretty much given on any day, any conditions. I feel so. It's complete pressure on the batting unit. If they deliver, they kind of do a caretaking job for the bowling unit, is what I feel. So it's like the balance is a bit awry. So if somebody has to take the load to make up of someone's uh,
Yeah.
deficiencies, I feel.
Absolutely. So, as a whole, RCB on paper do not look weak. I think they have this balance and they have all the departments sorted. So, CSK we have checked, RCB we have checked. It's time, everyone, fasten your seat belts because we have made our prediction who is going to win this game. CSK versus RCB at the MA Chidambaram Stadium. As we discussed before, Chennai has won it 7 times, RCB has won it once. Can we see a 7 is to 2 is the question. And the answer is yes, we can see a 7 is to 2. Our prediction is RCB is going to win this game, start the season on a high, change of logo, change of jersey, change of name, potentially change of luck for them to make a have a better season.
Change of
Right.
slogan.
Change of slogan as well. Yes, change of slogan, very rightly said. Royal Challengers Bangalore are there for the taking, and I'm expecting them to perform well. So, Rohan, we
Yeah.
both have said Royal Challengers Bangalore. What are your thoughts, fans? Let us know in the comment section. That concludes the show. Thank you so much, Rohan, for joining this first game in some hours' time. At 7:30, we have the toss today, and 8 o'clock, we have these two teams locking on. Probably a Deepak Char opening the proceedings or a Mohammad Siraj opening the proceeding. It's going to be a blockbuster. Till then, let's enjoy. Thank you, Rohan. Thank you to all the viewers who have watched this video as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire. Let's enjoy match number 1 of the Tata IPL 2024. Till thank you so much and bye bye.
Thank you.